Great, and I'm recording. Okay, well, good evening, and welcome to our second webinar and our final gathering before we depart to represent the Northern New England Young Inventors Program at the Invention Convention U.S. Nationals in Dearborn, Michigan. My name is Tina White. I'm the director of the Northern New England Young Inventors Program. I'm pretty sure I've been in contact with all of you several times through the last month or so through email, and I know I've met a few of you at the regional event as well, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you in person next week in Michigan. We wanted to host this webinar tonight because there's been a lot of communication from our staff going out to you about this event, as well as coming from the National Invention Convention office. This is a big deal, certainly when you think about all the travel and coordination that's involved, as well as just the prestige of this event as being an invention competition, a global invention competition for students in grades K through 12. And so there is a lot going on, and we really appreciate the effort and the work that I know you've been putting in, aside from everything else that you're doing. And we hope that our communication has been valuable, that it's been clear. But as we make our final countdown, I also wanted to be sure that you all had the opportunity to check in, to ask any questions about final details or anything else that may be on your mind. And I wanted to use this as a platform to allow you all to meet each other virtually, since, like I just said, it really isn't possible for us to all get together before going to the national. But since we will be spending 3 days together, I want to be able to make the most of this experience for the inventors and for everyone else. But we want to create an atmosphere with a supportive team, and I hope that you will have that same sense of team pride in our whole delegation, and don't just approach this as something you're doing as a family, but you're looking at this as we're representing a region when we go to this event, and we want our inventors to celebrate together and to be able to support each other, and to help each other out. So we hope that this is an opportunity to kind of start that process as well. Before we begin, I also want to introduce Sarah Monroe. Sarah is our Director of Public Relations and Communications for the Academy of Applied Science and plays a very critical role in our Young Inventors program. Sarah also, I'm thrilled to announce, will be joining us next week, so you'll be seeing Sarah as well, and she'll be part of our team. Sarah's here tonight to help answer questions and to monitor the chat function as we go through a few last minute details or just reminders, but really a lot of this webinar will be a chance for you all to speak, to answer questions, to ask questions, and to talk a little bit amongst yourselves. Of course, usually if one of you has if someone has a question, others are thinking the same thing. So we're all in this together. Sarah, do you want to say hello?
Hi, everyone. Just letting you know that I am here in the chat box to monitor questions. So I know sometimes we go a little quickly through content. So feel free to type in a question and I will interrupt Tina and we can get all of your questions answered.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Sarah. And just like Sarah said, we are using the chat function. I wish that we were all together in one room, but please treat this session as kind of a gathering. So you don't have to wait till the end to ask questions. If you have a question and you feel like it's timely or, it's appropriate and you want to ask it in the middle of the certainly interrupt us either through the chat function or just speak up, and we'll slow down, we'll repeat, or we'll answer or talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. But we want this to be, interactive. So before we move on, I did want to do some introductions as best we can. And I know that it is a little awkward when we're all in isolation, but I'll introduce those of you who I can see, names on the call. And I know that there may be others sitting in the same, if you have a room at home in your living room when you're all looking at the computer together, or you might be on the phone together. introduce kind of everyone who's with you that's participating in this call, so we can at least start to learn names and kind of where you are from. So I'll call your name, and then make sure that you're not on mute, but you can say hello. Again, tell us your name and the names of anybody who's with you, and the name of your inventor, if it's just a family member, and the school and town that your family represents. If there are inventors on the call tonight, and I know they have homework and activities and other things going on, but if there are any inventors with us, I would love for you to be the leader for your family and for you to be the speaker. So again, you can tell us your name and grade, your school and town name, the name of your invention, and also let me know if anyone from your family is also sitting with you and on the call tonight. All right, so you know that I'm Tina White, and we have Sarah Monroe here as well. So we'll just go through, but I think we have Tiffany Constant.
Yes, I am actually the grandmother of Isabella Charland, and she is not here, but I said that I would sit in and listen on. And she goes to Peter Woodbury School in Bedford, New Hampshire, and she is in 3rd grade.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Ashley Boulanger?
Hi.
Did I say that right? And please correct me if I'm
Yes.
not saying your name right. Okay.
It's Boulanger, yeah.
Boulanger, okay.
I am the mother of Parker Boulanger. He goes to Hooksett Memorial School in Hooksett, New Hampshire.
Great. And Heather Lala? Heather, are you there? Can you hear us? Are you on mute? Okay. Heather is the mother of Piper in Bow. So we will meet them next week. And Heather, feel free to jump in at any time if you want to say hello. Melissa Hill.
Hi. Yep, Melissa Hill. I'm the mother of Ella Hill. She right now is at soccer, unfortunately. She does go to Sandown North Elementary School in Sandown, New Hampshire, where right now she's in the 5th grade.
Great. And Alyssa St. Amor?
You say hello, Brendan?
Hi.
Hey, Brendan, how are you?
Good.
I'm so excited that you are on the call. Did you have a good day today?
Yeah, there's testing. There's
Oh.
testing like for 2 weeks.
Share with
Wow, that's a lot of testing.
Tell her what you got in the mail from the school today.
I got in the mail today. It was a saying about my ski bike.
Oh.
Letter of recognition from the senator.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
So you want to tell her that where you're from? What school do you go to?
Yeah, can you tell everyone else, because I do know, but can you tell everyone else with us, we know your name, you're Brendan, but what grade you're in and what school in town you're from?
I'm in. So I go to Bridgewater Hebron Village School.
Okay.
And
what town?
You live in, what town do you live in?
And
Alexandria. And what grade are you in?
3rd grade.
3rd. Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Brendan.
You're welcome.
All right. And then we have VJ.
Hi. My name is Herschel, and I'm in 4th grade.
Hey, Herschel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. And tell me the funniest thing that happened to you today.
I don't know.
You don't know?
We went into this auditorium, and we were looking at the planets.
Ooh.
And they had a nickname for Uranus. It was like George.
You call it George?
No, like they were going to call it George, but then they changed it to Uranus.
I kind of like George.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. Great. So Herschel, tell us, okay, so you told us your grade. Can you tell us, introduce what school you're from and what town, and then also if there's anyone else from your family listening in tonight?
So the school I go to is Peter Woodbury School in New Hampshire, Bedford.
Okay. And who else is with you tonight?
My dad is with me and my mom. My dad's name is Vijay and my mom's name is Deepa.
Awesome. Great. Well, welcome to you all. Thanks, Herschel.
Thank you.
All right. Did I miss anybody? No? And if anybody else joins, hopefully we'll be able to see them and we can welcome them. But great. And I'm glad we have a few inventors, but I certainly understand that schedules are busy and why inventors may not be with us tonight. So like I said, I do want to just go through a few things before we open it up for kind of the main reason, which is questions and answers. So as you know, the invitation to the U.S. Nationals is quite an honor. The Invention Convention U.S. National folks have provided some stats. We had an affiliate meeting with all the directors a couple of days ago, and it just got me so excited for next week. So I wanted to share a few of these things with you. There were over 120,000 students who participated in invention programs similar to the Young Inventors program across the United States, China, Singapore, and Mexico. All of these students created and designed inventions, and a lot of them presented at their school competitions or local competitions. And those finalists went to a regional competition just like you did. And then those finalists were invited to the national convention. There were 550 inventors invited to present at this year's Invention Convention U.S. Nationals. These students come from 24 states and 7 countries. 4 of those countries will compete at the convention. The other 3 countries are just bringing people to attend and observe and participate in the activities because they're hoping to compete next year and in the future. And then there are 27 of you, inventors from Northern New England, to make up our delegation next week. So just kind of a few fun numbers. And of course, there are lots of people coming to cheer you all on. We have family members, we have teachers, sponsors, judges, and volunteers who come from corporations and businesses and academic institutions. They all believe in you and your potential to do great things in STEM and beyond, and all of them want to recognize your achievements. So our hosts are really expecting almost 5,000 people to come through the event over the 3 days that we're there to see you and your inventions and to take part in the other activities that are going to happen for you next week. So I really encourage, and really for Brendan and Herschel on the call tonight, I want you to take full advantage of this opportunity. There's going to be lots of time to walk around and to say hello and introduce yourself to other students in all grades and to meet their family members and to talk about your cool ideas and your inventions and your stories and your experiences and even the things that you do outside of inventing, you know, what your schools are like and what other activities you do. There'll be students and teachers from all over the country and the world, and there will also be expert inventors, scientists, entrepreneurs, and professionals from all different subject areas, again, who want to see you, and they also want you to ask them questions. How did they get to become an inventor? What did they do? What did they have to do to go to school? And what things did they study? And what things interest them? And maybe what advice do they have? So take advantage of this opportunity and have fun, because an experience like this is a once in a lifetime thing. Credentials. So I think all of you should have received an email from the U.S. National Invention Convention folks, and I think it came pretty late last night, so you may have gotten it in your inbox this morning, that also listed some details and things that they wanted to share with everybody. One of the highlighted features in that email was about credentials. The credentials are required to participate in any of the convention activities. So any of the meals that are provided, any of the activities, presentations, looking at the inventions, and the transportation from each of the hotels to the Henry Ford Museum and to Greenfield Village. So in order, everyone who's participating must have a credential, and you will get that when you check in and check in for registration on Wednesday when you arrive. In order to see the inventions and to see the inventors on the museum floor with their projects and have access to the international showcase as well as the other highlighted activities, everyone must have this credential or this pass, like a badge. So if you have family members who only, who want to be there and support you, but don't really want to participate, they just want to maybe go to the museum and kind of be with you at other times, that's fine. And they are welcome to do so. And they're welcome to buy a museum pass so that they can explore the museum, which I've heard is awesome. But they would not be able to see you on the, while you're presenting or you and your invention with your project on, in the judging circle areas. So the confirmation emails that were sent from the Invention Convention U.S. National Office have been a little confusing. So if you registered any family members or guests along with the inventor in the inventor's registration, and you got a confirmation email for the inventor, then you should have your credentials and those should also be confirmed. But I don't think that email specifically said that. It seemed like the confirmation emails really only confirmed the student, but didn't confirm others who are grouped with the student. Payment is another way to be sure you're confirmed. So if you paid for if you paid for everyone during that registration, your payment went through the system and you got, a confirmation of that, your payment was complete, then again, everybody should be all set with credentials, and that means you're complete and you're good. But if you registered separately as an attendee or a guest and you got a confirmation email and confirmation of your payment, then again, you should be all set. So if you have any questions about your status or the status of anyone traveling with you, please send me an email tomorrow and I will contact the National Invention Convention. Obviously, they are super, super busy with their final plans and details. And so we don't want to ask them to confirm everyone just as a double check. But if you really have reason to believe or are nervous that something didn't go through, let me know and I'll reach out to them. It's taking a little bit longer to get responses from them, but they are working 24 hours a day and sending emails all the time. So we'll just be patient, but I do want to make sure that you're feeling okay about things. They also included in that email sent last night the schedule of events, which is subject to change, but I'm fairly confident it'll be pretty similar to what was sent out. We've also kind of picked out a few of the highlight things that you definitely want to be aware of, which are also shown on the screen right now. But their schedule is a little more comprehensive and shows you what other things are going on at the same time or, at other parts of the day. But the big things to know are that the registration, the museum will open to the Invention Convention at 12 o'clock noon on Wednesday. And you can start checking in where you'll receive your location, where your project will be set up. You'll get your credentials, you'll get all the information, you'll get a swag bag full of some cool stuff, your t-shirt, and you'll also find out what your judging time is for Thursday and also what orientation time you've been assigned to. And then also there are a couple of meals that have times associated with them. They just want to keep flow moving through the meals. So that information will also be provided for you. So if you are assigned for a meal time, please try to honor that and go at the assigned time. And if there are any problems or concerns, again, let me know as soon as possible and we'll work with the Invention Convention to see if we can make alternative arrangements. But we want to kind of comply so that we're helping to keep things moving so no one's waiting in lines. At 6 o'clock on Wednesday, I did want to meet, if we can meet at the registration table and travel to the welcome dinner at Greenfield Village together. I think it would be great if we tried to go to the welcome dinner to represent our region as a team. And so we can do that at 6 p.m. So if you're in that final orientation, we can meet right after that, and we can travel together and get the shuttle bus over to Greenfield Village so that we can be together as a group. On Thursday, May 30th, judging will take place all day from 9 to 5 on the museum floor. You are not expected to be there all day. So each inventor, Herschel and Brendan, you will be given the exact time of your judging circle. So I would say you probably want to be there maybe 30 minutes before that time so that you can kind of get yourself prepared, make sure that you're there, everything's ready, and that you're ready to go when they bring the circle together for the judging. But the rest of the time, you are free to look at other inventions, explore the museum with your family, come and go as you please. Your pass will allow you in and out. You can go back to your hotel. You can really do whatever. But so you will be given that assigned time, and I don't have those assigned times yet. Those will be announced next week. Friday, May 31st, everyone goes back to their invention circle, their inventions and their judging circles for the People's Choice Award. So all students are expected to be on the floor with their projects between 10 and 12 on Friday. And then following lunch is the Youth Entrepreneurs Entrepreneurship Expo. And then an international showcase. So those are two things you definitely want to participate in. There'll be really cool things to do, and you'll get to meet lots of other students and see some really neat inventions. So you want to plan to participate in those two events on Friday afternoon. And then again, we're going to try and meet as a delegation at 6:15 to after the buffet. And I know for Friday's awards dinner, the buffet dinner before the awards ceremony, that those are assigned times. So you'll get a ticket that tells you what time. I think they begin at around 5 or 4 even, but you can kind of go and then go to the international showcase. But you'll have dinner first. So we'll meet, and the award ceremony is at the museum. So we will meet and we'll find a good place to meet so that, again, we can go to the award ceremony as a delegation and as a group to support each other. Travel plans. So in the email that we sent to our delegations yesterday, we just want to get a sense and make sure we know who's coming with you, how you're planning on getting there, when you're planning on arriving and departing, where you're staying, since there are, I think, 5 hotels that are being used and everybody kind of chose different hotels, and also a contact phone number that we can get in touch with you in Michigan if we need to. We are not going to share that information with anyone. It's only for us, and really it's for kind of safety and emergency and just communications purposes. So please make sure that you complete that survey. The link to the survey, it's only, I think, a 6 or 7 question survey. It really should take no more than 10 minutes, probably more like 5 minutes. And you can complete that survey just so we can know who's coming and when, and that way we can help troubleshoot if there are delays due to weather or anything else that comes up while we're there. Just a reminder on the ground transportation, each hotel will be providing transportation to and from the airport. So you want to contact the hotel. I'm not sure if you need a reservation for that or how the hotels are managing it, but they'll be able to tell you so that you can get to your hotel once you arrive if you're flying. There is free parking if you're renting a car or if you're driving. So there's free parking at the hotels and the museum. The address is right here. So if you're using a Google Map or any sort of system for GPS, again, the address is right here for you. And shuttles, the Invention Convention will be running shuttles constantly, all day, every day, between the hotels and the museum and the Greenfield Village prior to the first event of the day and ending after the last event of the day, so they'll make sure nobody gets left behind. And they've assured us that there'll be color-coded signage and lots of visual clues to help make sure that you're on the right bus or that you know what's going on and what times the buses are going. But I think those buses are just basically going to run a continuous loop between the hotel and the museum, so you can go back and forth at will. Credentials are needed to board the shuttle. The only time you don't need a credential to board the shuttle would be that first time. So if you go from the airport or if you drive directly to the hotel and want to check in at the hotel and get settled before going to register and check in at the museum, you will be able to get on the bus to the museum from the hotel that first time, because obviously you won't have your credentials until you check in. So you can go to the hotel first. But after that, those bus drivers are going to be checking credentials, and it's really to maintain the safety and security of all the participants. Parking and dress code. I know that this is always a question that everyone has. What should I wear? What do I need to bring? And the Invention Convention has made it really easy for all of you. No fancy or special clothes are needed. Inventors will be asked to wear their U.S. National Invention Convention t-shirt for most of the event. So the t-shirts will be given to you when you check in and register on Wednesday. And the t-shirts must be worn during your judge session. So when you're in your judging circle presenting your project, you must wear the t-shirt. So that'll be on Thursday. And then also on Friday for the People's Choice judging, so that all inventors are wearing their t-shirts, and also the awards ceremony. So you're going to be wearing that t-shirt a lot. For the judging sessions, we suggest that boys wear pants and that girls wear pants or skirts with the t-shirt. The museum may be cold in spots, especially if they blast air conditioning. So you may find sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold. So I would also recommend that maybe you bring some layers that you can put on under the t-shirt. They really don't want a lot of things covering the t-shirt. So maybe bring a long sleeve shirt that you can wear under your t-shirt if you think you might get cold or if you want to have something. And also just if you care and if you want to match, all I know is that the t-shirts are yellow, white, and black, which are the colors of the Invention Convention. So if you want to pack something that will go with yellow, white, and black, you are welcome to do that if you wish, but you can really wear whatever you want with that t-shirt. And in order to show our own Northern New England Young Inventors Program spirit, we thought it would be great for us to wear our blue Funvention Regional Invention Convention t-shirt that you all got at the Regional Invention Convention to the welcome dinner on Wednesday. So this will help make us stand out as a group, as a delegation, and will also be able to help us identify each other because we'll just be meeting each other and starting to get to know each other. So if you have that Funvention t-shirt, we'd love for the inventors to wear that t-shirt to dinner. Also, you'll be on your feet a lot at the convention. There's a lot to explore at the Henry Ford Museum. It's kind of like Disney World. So make sure that you're wearing comfortable shoes for standing and for walking around. And finally, you can check with your hotel, but a lot of the local hotels have pools. And I know that inventors also love to swim. So if you think you might want to swim and it's okay with your family, don't forget to pack a bathing suit. And last but not least, if you are bringing any materials with you for your invention, that's important too. So if you have any notes that you want to practice with before judging, you want to make sure you have that. Make sure you have your invention log, any additional photos or things that go with your presentation, batteries or accessories. If you are traveling with batteries or electronic materials, please check with your airline about any restrictions that they may have on traveling with those types of items. For family members and guests, the dress code is business casual. You want to be comfortable as you move around throughout the day. There is a lot of walking, a lot of sights to see. Most of the convention activities are indoors, but again, they may have air conditioning in some places and may not in others, so you might want to think about how to layer. But there'll also be time to venture outside and to do some outside things. So we can check the weather before we go, but layers are recommended, and any gear you might need for some of the things that you have planned as a family to do in addition to the convention. We've gone over this several times, but I know that this is something that everyone kind of worries about or just wants to make sure they know. So I did want to just briefly review the judging process and what to expect. You've already sent video pitches in, so judges, pre-event judges, are looking at those videos as we speak, and they are scoring them. And some awards, such as some of the sponsored awards, for sponsors who won't actually be at the event, they'll be using these videos as kind of their only way to score an award for their sponsored awards. But most of the awards will use the score from the video with in combination with the score that you get on site in your judging circle to come up with a final score. So the video is important, but it's not the only thing. But I have heard that the videos are really strong and presenters are doing a great job. The only feedback that we have and suggestion for when you're in the judging circle is to make sure that you're not looking so much at your poster as you're talking, but you're looking directly at the judges and the other people in your judging circle. So that's just some feedback that we've gotten, but overall the judges are really impressed with those videos right now, and they're really enjoying watching them. During the event on Thursday, all of the inventors will be assigned to a judging circle. And this is like a peer review type of environment. So there'll be some judges as well as another group of inventors, usually about 8 inventions. So there may be, if there are teams involved, there may be a few more inventors in that group, but it'll be about 8 inventions represented in the circle. Each student or team will pitch to the others while the judges watch and ask questions. Each student or the team will have 4 minutes to give their pitch, to talk about their invention, and then there'll be a 5-minute question session afterwards where both the judges and the other inventors in the group can ask questions, and then you'll answer them. For teams, all team members attending for a team project must take part or share a part of making the pitch. So everyone needs to have a speaking role. Judges will take a minute at the end of each presentation to maybe take a few notes or make a few comments because they'll be scoring on an electronic, like a scoring device as they go, and then they'll move and invite the next group to present. When the judging circle is done, then the designated awards judges may come around later to the student exhibits and have follow-up conversations with some students before determining their final scoring. So, you want to be present during the judging circle, obviously, and also throughout the day, but you can walk around. You don't have to be stuck by your project for the entire day on Thursday. There's more information on the judging criteria and the rubric, which is kind of the scoring system that the judges use, on the National Invention Convention website. And you have those links, and we have those resources posted in our information that we've been sending to you. On Friday, there'll be the People's Choice Judging Circles in the morning from 10 to 12. So all students and inventors must be with their projects during that time. And that's kind of where we are for judging. Again, the judging circle is 1 hour assigned period, so you'll know what that time frame is, so you'll know where to be and when. For guests, no guests, parents, anyone is allowed in the judging session. It is closed. So the students will be well supervised during this time, so parents are free to explore the museum, go back to the hotel, do whatever you would like, but you may not be on the judging floor. You may not be on the floor at that time. After the judging, the convention has asked that you leave your projects overnight on Thursday so that it's ready to go for the People's Choice voting on Friday. And then there's also time to see the winning inventions and other inventions following the awards dinner on Friday. So the museum's going to stay open late just for us. And all the inventors will be kind of after the awards, there's going to be like a little party on the museum floor, and all the inventors will be invited to celebrate and wander and talk to each other and have a good time. And then you can take your invention down and get it all packed up. Again, for the awards dinner, you must be present to receive an award. So we want to make sure that we're going to that. We're going to try and go as a group. The dinner begins at 6:30. So we will communicate that as we go through the event, kind of how we'll meet up together as a group and go over, and we'll be well represented. Inventors must wear their U.S. Nationals t-shirt. There will be assigned buffet times, as I mentioned earlier, so please try to honor that time and go to the buffet at that time. And then also the award ceremony will be live streamed. I don't have any other information than that, so I'm assuming that the Invention Convention folks will communicate how those people who are not in attendance can watch the award ceremony. So if you have family members or teachers or friends who aren't in Michigan, you can share with them the link and they'll be able to watch it on video, which is pretty cool, live. So tell your family and friends to save next Friday night, and they can watch the award ceremony.
And Tina, I will push that out on social media for the Academy's account so people can follow that too.
Perfect. And again, I just don't have the details on how to access that yet, but we certainly want to make it well known so that everybody can participate. All right, finally, we're asking for your contact information, so certainly we will do the same and share ours. We will send an email to all families with our hotel where we're staying and how you can contact us while in Michigan this week, so be on the lookout for that. That way you can reach us if there are any changes in your plans last minute, if there are any travel delays on the day of travel, or knock on wood that we don't have this, but in the event of any emergencies while we're in Dearborn. We are leaving on Monday because we have meetings all day Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So our email contact will be limited throughout the week just because we'll be in these meetings, and also once the convention starts, we're going to be with you all and really want to be able to engage in the activities. So, you know, it'll be best to reach us by phone or text if you need to. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially Monday and Tuesday, because many of you I know are not traveling till Wednesday, but we will be already there and we will meet you there. All right, so that kind of concludes, I think, the things that I really wanted to make sure that we mentioned one more time, but I know there's a lot and you might have, you probably do have other questions, so I'm gonna open the floor to you all and give you the opportunity to speak. You can speak and ask questions, or you can use the chat function, and Sarah's been monitoring that as well.
Well, Tina, I have a question.
Sure.
Where do you find the judge feedback? Has anybody heard any responses from the judges, or?
I heard the judge feedback because we have a judge on our staff. So Sheldon Apsell, who is the CEO of the Academy of Applied Science, and he's a judge. He'll be judging at the event. He is also a pre-event judge, so he's been given a group of videos, and so far he's been impressed. We also had an affiliate meeting the other day, and the National Invention Convention shared that from the judges. So I'm not exactly sure exactly who it came from, but you know, judges have had those videos for several days now and have been viewing them. So that's where the feedback has come from.
Okay, now will they get in touch? I guess maybe the way I had read it was that they were going to get in touch with the kids before they got there to give them some ideas as to what to change or not.
That is not my impression
Okay.
of the pre-event judging.
Okay.
And I don't believe that that's happened in the past.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks. All right.
Brendan, Harshiel, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Um, so do you know what to do? So if you get an award after, do you know what you would do and go or something?
So I think if you get an award, they'll call your name. This is what I think. And again, this is my first nationals too. But it'll be similar to the regional event. So you'll be asked to come up and probably receive whatever it is, a certificate or a medal, whatever. They may also provide some instructions that they want to take a picture of you with either the person giving you the award or some sponsors afterwards. And then all of the winners will also be directed to go back to their inventions after the award ceremony, because they know that people are going to want to make sure they see your invention because it was an award winner. And all the inventions will be highlighted then too, but I know that a lot of times people are like, oh, I didn't see that one and it won an award and now I want to go back and see it. So that's why the museum is going to stay open late for us after the award ceremony, to let everyone walk around and go back and see things that maybe they missed or that they wanted to see again. Is that a good answer? Does that answer it, or do you still have questions?
Mommy, do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
My only question was transportation, and she answered that.
Perfect.
The continuous bus.
All right, continuous bus. I think pretty much it'll be continuous all day. They'll post, maybe they might take a lunch break or something like that, but they've told us that it's going to be pretty regular, frequent, so people can move back and forth.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Harshiel, any questions? I mean, you guys are the most important people on this call.
Hi, Tina. Harshil, he left. He had a soccer tryout.
Oh, good luck for soccer tryouts. Okay.
So he left in the middle. I
Great.
have one question. Like in regionals, the specialist judges, they were coming in between. So
Yes.
how long kids have to be there? Inventors have to be there.
I'm going to find out for sure how they have still been trying to put together the sponsored awards. And so I don't have a lot of communication, but I do want to make sure that I get that information. So I'm going to find out, and we'll definitely let you know if there's a specific time that the sponsored award judges are going to be going around, or, you know, if they go to an invention and the inventor's not there, you know, it's okay, and they'll just come back to it later. You know, like I said, you know, they've told us that inventors do not need to stand from 9 to 5 next to their projects. They definitely need to be there during their judging circle time. But if they're, you know, there for another, you know, parts of the day, but they're also free to explore and wander.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because regional so happened like we after
Right.
12 o'clock there were
And
no.
we want to fix that for next year for regionals too.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's a great question, though. I will see if I can have more detail. They also may have more of that detailed in the schedule and the things that you get when you register in your registration packet.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helps.
Are there any other questions or concerns or? Sarah, have you seen anything coming through chat? Or are we?
Nothing through chat.
Okay. Great. Well, I do want to respect your time. I know obviously we've got soccer and lacrosse and music lessons and recitals. It is a busy time of year. There's only, I think, 4 weeks left in the school year, which is unbelievable to me. So I appreciate that you were able to participate tonight. Please make sure that you share this information with any other family members that may be going, certainly with inventors. We will also post the link to this presentation and the recording to the presentation so that someone could listen to it later. You can go back and review it. But thank you. We are here this week, so please feel free to call the office or to email. Sarah and I actually will be traveling tomorrow morning to a meeting in the Boston area to participate in something going on in Massachusetts, but we are around. And then, like I said, after Friday afternoon, we really will be getting ready to go, and we'll be traveling on Monday. So just be patient, but we will get back to you as soon as we can, and we'll be sharing our contact information so you can get in touch with us more directly next week. So I'm going to end the recording. I think. But I can't get there. Where's the recording, Sarah? Speaker view. Oh, what happened?